Alright, we are getting back into it with the LAS-7 Dagger. So last time we made basically the entire barrel, and now we're just going to put in the details. So I think this time we're going to work on the slot. That will probably also include the attachment rail and I'm pretty sure there's a flashlight, maybe a laser sight, but probably a flashlight. Either way, let's get into it. I'm going to get these two guys in edit mode. And we're mirrored still, so that's good. That should make things a little easier and quicker. So let's go ahead and get some edges over here. I think these, yeah, let's subdivide that. And then let's go to global. So I'm gonna go S, Y, 0 to flatten those out. And then we're gonna snap it to our handle. So G, Y, and snap it right there. And now to make that nice and snug, we got to go out 0.5 degrees. Let me take off snap, G, Y, and we're gonna go, oops, wrong value I was looking at. All right, so I guess that's gonna be 21.9, 20.9. So that should be what we need there. And then let's go ahead and subdivide here to make slot for this. GX, snap it over, oh, let's turn snap back on. GX, let's snap it over here. That should be at the very front of that. And then GX, and then we're 191. Let's go 191.5. 190.5. We probably zoom in a bit to get I'm not seeing our decimal values. I'm pretty sure there's somewhere in preferences where we can increase the number that we see. I'm not entirely sure where that is, unfortunately. Maybe editing. Sorry, pencil text. Maybe viewport or interface. I don't really want to look for it. I'm just gonna put this at what? Where is it now? Snap it over here. It's probably already there, yeah. So let's just go to 190. That should be okay still. And I'm gonna hide the handle because I think we're done using that. And then we're gonna extrude, right click G, Y to grab that and try to snap it over here. So now we can clear these out. Now that we have this, we can make this, and then we can head off towards the center. We can use this as a snapping point. And then let's get these, and we could put a face in there. And if you haven't seen how I color things, you go into materials, and I already got a color here, and I'm just going to hit assign, and that'll put it on whatever is highlighted. Since coloring's not that important, since we're going to 3D print this anyway, so I'm not going to really go into a tutorial about that. But now, let's get these, and actually, let's just get one of those, and we will extrude, right click G, Z to bring it up, and then I'm going to flatten it by going S, Z, numpad 0. Then we'll bring it down here, and then we'll bring it down by 0.5 millimeters just to give it that room. So this is going to be 50 point, just 50 actually. Take off the snap, give us a little more control, and I'm holding shift while I move to get more refined control, since if I don't, it goes down and up a lot more. But that's actually not that bad. Alright, that's 50. So now, wait, no, I did that backwards, didn't I? It actually has to go up, since the handle's gonna fit into this slot. Well, no, because this is the top one, so that's already been measured out the way it should be. So I think all I really needed to do was snap it onto these guys. Why does that seem like so much more? So let's take these faces and this vertice, and we'll just snap it over here with this part. Way they're all nice and flush. And we can fill in this face. Or we can try to fill in this face. F, and then fill in this face as well. Don't need these. We still need a point over here. So let's get that, extrude G, Y, and snap it over here. That should be half. Fill that in, and now we have our slot for our handle to fit into. Should be just like that, and we can glue all that together with some super glue. So that should be good. And I also want to put some yeah, this going. I don't want that. So I think just take out this edge. Get rid of that. Yeah, that should be fine. Not sure why we got this guy. Let's get rid of that. Alright, that should be okay. Alright. So that slot is done. Is there anything else I wanted to do with that before we move on to the lettering and these little bits here? Of course. We gotta get our attachment slot. I'm pretty sure I did a flashlight for another piece, just like I did with the sight. I think it was for the senator. Let me see if I can pull that up, save us some time. 3D cursor is in the center, that's good. So let's go ahead and append, and I'm gonna go look for my senator build and light. Ba-bum. There it is, and apparently I have it in multiple pieces, unfortunately. So I guess this is how it's going to be printed. That's okay. So all we really need is the rail. And for this piece, you can see I got some holes in it for some steel rods to help attach them, and also both sides have those magnets, just like we put up over on the site over here. So you can just follow those steps in order to get that, and basically we're just gonna make this rail, but underneath the barrel. I think the same size should apply here. Actually, if we're gonna go ahead and save that time, maybe I should just copy it from the senator itself. Let's go back. Which part had that? The barrel? Let's see. Yeah, there that is. There's the attachment slot right here we can use. And that's stuck flush to it. So that should be fine. As this series has been long enough, I think, so saving some time, I think we'll all benefit from that. Let's go ahead and collect these guys. I'm going to Shift D off here, then P, separate selection, and then we're going to say goodbye to our barrel. Don't need that anymore from the senator. We'll rotate this 90 degrees, and then we'll bring her up over here. Hit period on the numpad to zoom in, and that should have everything we need. So I'm going to go ahead and with this clicked on, I'm going to shift click on this one to add it, and then Control J to join them into the same object. So now we can get both of them in there. Alright, so what we're going to do from here is subdivide, well, subdivide these two, I guess. Because, yeah, it's not long enough. Subdivide, and then we will take this edge, and then we will straighten it out with SY0, and then we will line it up with this point here, GY, and we'll snap it there. And then we'll subdivide this twice. So we have the front and the back. Let's see how long this is. I'm going to take this with GX and I'll put that there. And GX again and put that back here. Alright, and then we'll take this and Shift D to duplicate. Then we'll take this back here. Get rid of that vertice for now. And then we'll GX to snap it back here. Take this one. Take the whole thing. This one, GX, snap it back here. Making sure that our snap is on active vertex. That way the active is this white one here and it snaps right on there beautifully. So let's go ahead and subdivide this as well. Twice, and we'll line those up just the same. GX, GX. Alright, so now we have this middle point, and because this is mirrored, I don't think we're going to need these other sides, so those will automatically be created for us. Let's get this, and get rid of this whole side here. Yeah, see, because the mirror already has us covered. Alright, so since we do have two pieces, I guess we'll have two magnets on here as well, but we need to know how far apart those are. So let's see. We got 10.3 on this one, and then 3.48. Just to get my calculations 100%, I'm going to go ahead and put this in the calculator. Let's see. 3.48 and plus 10.3, 13.78. So we'll create a line or an edge, 13.7, 13.78 long. Where are you? 13.78. Be about there. Be about there. And then, right, with that, we can take our magnet, Shift D to duplicate, and we'll push it down here. And snap this bit over here. Got that distance, so when we assemble it, those magnets should align perfectly or close enough to it. Close enough. Alright, let's start filling this in now. And we can actually snap this up here. Let's get that on. Let's go ahead and make this face. Let's get rid of anything we don't want. Want you. That should make a face. Then we will bridge these edge loops. Right click, bridge the edge loops, and there we have most of our rail. Let's go ahead and put a face in here. Yeah. Did we already move those points? It looks like we did. Good. Let's select all those. Face. Collect all these. Face. And then we can eliminate that center face that we no longer need. Where is it? Let's turn on, toggle off X-ray mode. Find that. Get rid of that face. And then we'll fill this in. And fill this in. Boom. I think that's good for now. And I think this is dark gray, so I'm just gonna switch the color around. Boom. Okay, to get color I already have, I'm gonna hit plus, go to this little number here, dark gray, and assign. And that got a little too much. Let's turn this and this back to yellow. Assign. And there we have it. So now when we assemble this, it should slot, well, actually this might block it from sliding, unfortunately. We could lower it some. Oh, do I want to do that? Or we could just put it from the back. I think that might also work. Because it is split into two sections. Did they even think about how that would work? I mean, in the game, you can't take it apart anyway. But looking at this, it does look like the yellow might come down just a wee bit. Can't rotate it around. Does look like this bit hooks onto something that hangs downward. So maybe we can get away with that. So, so we could, let's say, subdivide these two, and then we can drag the whole thing downward a wee bit. Like so. Just so the flashlight can slip on there. Maybe a little less than that. And then we can just drag these back into place. G, like this. And that still looks pretty decent, I think. The way it is, the yellow would be in here somewhat. So I'm being obsessive with these kinds of things. I think we will wait, because then we'll have to paint it like that, and that'd be a real hassle to get in there. You know what? We'll just leave it the way it was. It'll probably be fine. Probably. Hmm. We'll see, I guess. We'll see. As if nothing else, we can just put the sight on before we attach the handle, because that'll leave us plenty of room to slip that on. But then you won't be able to remove it. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, maybe we'll go back to our little extension idea. Subdivide, and then take these, roll down, push these up. GX. And you know what? We'll just be a little cheap here and just color this gray, dark gray. And if you really want to get into it, you could just paint that yellow. Again, the colors don't matter because this will be 3D printed anyway. But yeah, that should do it for that part. Now I think we're going to do these triple little holes there. So first thing, let's go ahead and get the 3D cursor over here, and then we'll Shift A, create a circle, say 5 millimeters or so, and we'll rotate along the x-axis 90 degrees. Whoops, I don't think that was 90, that was 95. 90 degrees. And let's get the X-ray. X-ray, there we go. Now we'll put this guy over here so we can get measurements. It's smaller than 5 mil. Let's turn off edge lengths. And we'll Shift D to duplicate. Wait, no. What we'll do is take this half, Shift D to duplicate, and then drag it down here. And then we'll get rid of that half. And then we'll join these up to make the shape. And we will actually separate these into a different selection with P, and then separate selection, and then let's right click, set origin to geometry, so it's right in the center there, and then we'll rotate it, making sure that your pivot point is set to the median point. And that's about there. Maybe it can be a little taller. So scale it along the Z, rotate it 20 degrees in this case, GX, and we'll slip it right in there. And then Shift D, well, no. Let's go into edit mode and then Shift D. Select all with A, Shift D, and then GX to slide it over. And just because I'm obsessed with details, we'll get this edge length here. 9.24. Don't need that. Shift D, right click GX, drag it over there. And let's see. I don't need these. And GX 9.24, I believe it was. Alright, and now that we have that, we can knife project it onto our piece. Let's bring it out a bit. G, Y, and object mode. And then with the barrel and edit, we'll control left click on that. Bring it in, and then we'll do our knife project. It'll actually cut through to the other side, won't it? Okay, okay. We gotta do it for the other side, because this side's mirrored. So G, yeah, GY. Take it over here. Edit. Control left click. Get that one in red. Get this orientation, mesh, knife project. There we go. Now we got those on there. Let's get these faces. Circle select with C, and I'm just left clicking, and then we'll extrude just a little bit. How far do we want to go? Not too far. I can't see. E. It's already on this orientation, and let's say it's about 2 millimeters. That's very barely visible. Let's do 3, maybe even 4. 4 millimeters. That's good. I think that's about got that. Alright, now the letters and this mark here. So to get the letters, I'm gonna shift right click to get our 3D cursor over here. Then I'm gonna hit shift A and then go into text. So this is gonna be fairly new, I think. Say our text is gigantic over here. Let's scale it down. And let's go ahead and type in what we want. Forgot the box that we text that in. Oh yeah, we gotta go in edit mode. Tab, and then we want LAS-7 Dagger. Is that capitalized? Yeah, it's all capitalized. Okay. Dagger. And this font isn't bad. Let's rotate with R and then rotate along the X 90 degrees. Actually, I don't think it's supposed to be 90 degrees because this is kind of at a slant here. And this should also be backwards because of that mirror that we got going. In that case, I think we'll have to do this twice because of that mirror. So let's go ahead and get rid of that, or at least apply it. Apply the mirror, that way we knife project on both sides. That way the lettering is facing the right way. So this one is going to be on this side. And let's scale that down. Place it over here. And scale down. And yeah, I think this font will work pretty well. Maybe better if there was like a bold version. Let's check. Font regular. Maybe Arial Black. That's not bad. That ain't not bad. Let's see what else we got. Arial Bold. Also not bad. So we have some strong possibilities. Let's see if we can get even more perfect. Calibrate. I don't think this one's squished enough for that S. Kandara? Oh, what is going on with the 7? Guess not that one. What else we got? Let's try this. Not squished enough. You know what? Maybe we'll just go with the bold that we had here. It may not be perfect, but it's pretty good. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. But the real problem is how small this is. It makes it a real hassle to paint. I know that from the LAS, what was it? LAS something Talon that I made before. But that should do us. That should do us. All right, let's go into edit mode, and then just like we have done, we'll get that in red, and then mesh, knife project. And this is going to be complex because it tends to make a lot of vertices for all these curves and whatnot, but came out pretty good. Came out pretty darn good. What would be easier? I guess we'll just have to select all these. Let's go face, and we'll just click on all these faces that we just made. Let's get rid of edge loops, edge links for a second. Make sure, where's my mouse? There we go. That's not looking too bad. And let's get edge links back on. And we went down, what, 4 millimeters for the little hole thingies. So I guess we'll do something similar over here. Just like that. I don't think that looked too bad at all. And also this bit here. Let's just go ahead and make a plane and say that's 10 millimeters or so. We'll rotate along the x-axis, shrink it down just a bit, extend, and we'll stretch this vertex GX along this axis here, just like that. And then this one I can actually cut all the way through, so I'm going to GY to pull it back so it's not intersecting. And then edit mode, control click, and then we will knife project and then cut through. Now we have this as well, and we can extend that, let's say 4 millimeters. Keep everything in sync. There we go. And I guess we can go ahead and do this one. E to extrude, and then down to 4. Close enough. Alright. So now we're going to twist this around because it needs to be mirrored. Rotate that 180 degrees, and then we will try to line this up as best we can with this other one back here. Get both of them in edit mode. Oh, actually, let's just get this one in edit mode and this one with control. No, because then I can't move that. But if I go in edit mode with the letters, it'll just be changing the text. Although I can switch it to mesh. I don't want to do that though, because that'll create all kinds of faces as it tends to do. We'll just do our best here. Maybe if we get rid of the reference image, we'll be able to see that somewhat. Maybe this side. I mean, it was basically already there. I think that about does that. And let's get our letters on there. So with the barrel in edit mode, I'm going to control left click on their text, mesh, knife project, but not cut through. And then we should have our letters on here. Excellent, looking good, looking good. All our letters. Right. On these. Boop, boop. And then we'll extrude back 4 mils. There. And that, I believe, is that. We could color them in. Say, do we have a black? I don't think we have a black. Let's turn this into black. Okay, so this is going to be a standard material. I'm going to double click to change its name to black. And then I'm going to go down here to the base color and I'm going to drag gradation all the way down so it is black and then assign. And now when we go to color, you can see, it's black. And then I'm going to color this face black. And I think these faces are gray. A light gray. Let's get that one on there. And that looks pretty decent. I think that's about it for this prop. I'll go back and look through, but I think it's done. Alright, with that, we should be able to start 3D printing. I think I'll... Oh, no. Forgot. One last thing would be the supports. I wanted to put some steel rods going back and forth between these parts, so let's go ahead and make a keyframe here. Then I'll go up to frame 12, GX to move this forward and put another keyframe here, so we got this going, and that is also moving. That's okay. We'll put it here instead. Put it before. Okay. Oh, and we also need to seal this face. Let's just collect all those. F. That should be fine. And I'm thinking steel rods through here, here, and the screw should help line it up there. So you actually still need to put those in too. So let's take these, Shift D, let's drag it out a bit, and then we'll separate selection, and get this guy in edit mode, Control, and then let's go ahead and, actually let's mirror this. Where's my 3D cursor? Let's put it back in the middle. That way, when we duplicate this, we can mirror across the y-axis. Ideally. Alright. we need to set our pivot point to 3D cursor. Alright, we still have the duplicate. Smear over the Y. There we go. There we go. Okay, those are in red. So with this in edit mode, or this in edit mode, and then control, left clicking on, trying to left click on that, and then we'll knife project. And we didn't cut through, so take these faces now and extend them out for a little bit. How do I want to print this? Um, Since we have these bits lined up, I'm thinking this will be printed with this face down. Wait, because I don't want to have a bunch of support coming off these rims. So I'm thinking maybe this part will be, print this upside down. The support lines will be kind of obvious for our face here. One thing I could do would be to turn this into some kind of slot that can fit into here. That way we can print it on this face and we can point those into cones and it wouldn't have to print all that much support, which would be ideal. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. Alright, so first things first. Let's give these guys faces. Oop. That turned out weird. Oh, they already had faces. Okay, let's poke those faces. Poke. And then we gather these up. And the reason I do this is so we can set this to at least a 45-degree angle. That way most printers shouldn't have to print support in these really tight little confines, which can be very annoying to try to remove. Have to get like tweezers and stuff. And that should do for that. Those are for the screws. Now I'm thinking we want some more in here connecting all these pieces together. This should have plenty of super glue in this area, so it shouldn't need anything holding it together. But this, since it does extend off and doesn't have any real support, I don't know if I want to trust that. It will probably be fine since it's not that long, it shouldn't be that heavy. But just to give it a little extra support, I do want to put some steel rods in there. So I'm going to open up my hole size chart and we're going to go with say 1/8 inch steel, 1/8 inch steel rods, yeah. So we need holes that are 3.7 millimeters. So let's get over here. And 3D cursor, I'm going to just generate the circles over there then. So 3.7 divided by 2, since that is radius. Look at that, we'll drag this over here. X, and I think we're just going to do 2. One in this one, and then one in that one, so they kind of plug back into each other. Let's separate this selection. We'll rotate it along the wall. Well, let's right click first, set origin to geometry, and then, oh yeah, median point, and then we can rotate 90 degrees. Let's see where we want to put it. Can't go back that far because the cooling cell is in the way. So we'll go here, and we'll Shift D to duplicate that. Put another one in here. So that'll have to get in there. Where's the other one? Did I not shift duplicate? I guess not. Well, alright, shift D. Oh, that's what happened. It was on auto merge. I think it merged with it before I can move it anywhere. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I think we'll be printing this on this face. Oh, that's gonna be kind of ugly. It's gonna generate a lot of support, but I guess we don't have much choice because this is kind of a really awkward shape. Maybe we could print it on the bottom. That's also going to generate a lot of support. We're getting a lot of support on this piece regardless. The handle will be upside down. That'll be fine. These pieces will be a little awkward, but okay. So let's get this in edit mode. Then we'll control click on that. Get this orientation, mesh, knife project. And then we'll get these points, or in this case, both of these points. And then we'll extrude, right click GX to pull it back. And we'll go ahead and turn this into a singular face. Edge, fill that in, that way we can poke it. Right click, oh no, yeah, right click, poke face. And take these center points and poke this face. Poke. Get those center points and turn them into cones as well. GX. Now we'll do similarly over here. This in edit mode, control, then this other orientation, mesh, knife project, put a hole in here. Should this be mirrored? I mean, if it is already, then I guess it doesn't matter. Let's go ahead and apply it then. Apply that mirror. And should have this. Let's go ahead and get rid of that, turn it into a singular face. And then we can pull it back. How far? Because there's the trigger slot, so we can go pretty far. Oh yeah, GX. And actually, you know what? Since this is going to print upside down, we don't need the cone, but we could use a bit of ingenuity here. Those are two vertices. Let's go ahead and merge those. So I don't think both of them are necessary. Okay, so since this is upside down, I don't want to print any support in here. So what I'm going to do is this little technique I have, cursor to active, open up a plane, rotate along the Y. We use a plane because we get 45-degree angles here. And now we can create a sort of teardrop shape that I'd use. So let's find out where these angles are. And any of them below this line or above this line are not at a 45-degree angle, so we will pull this down a bit. It's hard to see the line against its darkness, but you can see it there, that the vertex is now above that line, so we gotta do this. And let's pull this. Ah, poop, I merged it. Let's Control Z, hopefully before we have our, let's turn off merge. And that one's above, this one's below. So let's put that one down. Then we'll do the same over here. Hit L on that vertex so we can grab it. And this one is also below or above, so we need it down. And do this one more time. Put that well down here so we got this teardrop shape. Now because of this angle, we shouldn't have to print support in here because this is going to be upside down. So that's at least a 45-degree angle, if not more. That way hopefully we don't need to worry about printing any supports in there, because that would be annoying to remove. E, G, X, pulling it back. See where that trigger is. It's all the way back here. That should be fine. Set the face. I think the face was already there. So that should be fine. We'll get a steel rod going all the way through there. And let's do the same thing up here. With this in edit mode, I'm going to control, left click on that one, mesh, knife project. Oop, went all the way back here. That's fine, we're not going to use that. Let's focus on this. Get rid of that edge. Let's go ahead and fill that face in. And we can go back to the power cell, which is GX around here-ish, without poking into this area. I think actually it doesn't actually poke through, so we can go all the way back if we want to. Just to give it a bit more stability, it can distribute the weight easily. Probably not even necessary, but just in case. Every little bit helps. Alright, so that's that. And I think that might finally be it. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can test print this guy out. See what we got. And if you don't want to go through all this modeling, I do have the STL files needed to print all of my 3D printable props available to supporters over on my Patreon. We currently have over 40 props available and are adding more all the time. This prop will also be made available once it's finished. So if you'd like to skip the modeling and gain access to an entire armory of 3D printable props, check out my Patreon, link in the description. It is only $5 a month and you gain access to the entire armory of over 40 props. Staying a member ensures you get access to everything new added to the armory immediately and of course, very much helps support the channel. Speaking of supporting, we have to show our gratitude to M. John Simon, a real hero of the channel, supporting at the hero tier. Become a hero to get yourself special mention in these very videos, and as always, like and subscribe to ensure you never miss out on the next video. Until then, I have been Ken with Kenjutsu Bring It to Life, and I am out.